Roll call. Start with myself. I'm Marty Schwartz.
Joe Craigie.
Cheryl Jones.
Julie Markham. Retta Chey. Brenda Steele.
Welcome all. You've all received a copy of the October minutes. Are there any amendments or suggested amendments to the minutes?
I just have one. I thought that we had the meeting here, not at the Women's Terrace.
Yes.
Remember
I missed
the
it.
presentation you
Right,
did?
right, yes.
That's what I thought.
Good catch. I missed that one too. Me too. Thank you.
The last meeting, wasn't that, it was,
It was here.
Because we had the
Bill came
first
and we-
selectmen.
September.
it was the one before that that we were.
Yes,
Yes,
because they
right,
had
okay.
the fair right after.
Okay, so.
I have some questions / comments. Were we a subcommittee? Because we can't be a committee because we could be a subcommittee? Is that terminology that's
That was the
allowed?
terminology that was used and.
It is, okay,
yeah.
so subcommittee works. And there was one thing I thought kind of close that is mental health. Cheryl, did you see anything?
I didn't, I was
Okay,
comfortable.
you were, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, they found it. Okay, that works. Exactly, Joe.
So Mary is not gonna be here, but considering the number of commissioners here today, probably better off. Is she gonna be able to make it next month, you know?
I think we'll have to see, it's a health issue with her husband.
Gotcha, okay.
And I was thinking, Julie, we're probably better off waiting to January. Yeah, so I would think, Marty, that
Okay.
we should forget about inviting her to December.
I'm sorry, Marty. Can we go back to our minutes for one
Yeah,
second?
sure.
On the last paragraph of number 5, the commissioners decided to not send to the charter commission, only to the only to the first selectman, not the board of selectmen. The first selectman and no charter commission.
Any other?
I think it's just a word missing, Marty, in the first line of that second page. It says the subcommittee will ask the health director. I think it means how the town suicide attempt numbers is compared. So I think we just need to put how after director.
Should we vote to approve it?
This is amended.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any oppositions? Not, motion carries. Okay, so first item now under new business is the approval of the 2025 schedule. Concerns regarding as it appears?
It's not seemed that we interfere with any holidays.
Yeah, well, that's the important thing. Okay. No issues, well. I move to, okay, appreciate it. Second 2025 schedule meeting, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposition? Okay. Motion carries to approve the 2025 meeting schedule as presented. Okay, so now we come to commission leadership and we meet up for the chair, vice chair, secretary, and there were some other, well, some other openings, I believe.
There are other openings for the commission.
Right.
We still need the leadership.
Leadership approval first, and then we'll talk about new commissioners. Okay, so accept nominations from the floor.
Chair, I nominate Marty.
We have I guess we should do these individually. Oh, okay,
For each
so.
position.
So the only thing, again, and thank you very much for that nomination, I appreciate it. Again, I'm in Florida, and actually I'm out of the country in January. So I probably will not be able to chair the committee, but we hopefully will have a very, very capable vice chair to do that. February and March would probably be on Zoom, and then hopefully April, question mark, but either I'll be here by Zoom. Okay, so I guess
Would you like to accept the nomination?
I will.
And if nominated, I will.
With
I
those
put in
caveats.
motions.
With those caveats, I accept.
So a
the
motion
nomination.
for Marty for president.
I second the motion.
All in favor? Aye. Any, I'll close my eyes. Okay, I suppose the nomination, the position is approved and seconded, and I look forward to being chair again next year. So now we're accepting nominations for vice chair. Nominate our very loyal vice chair, who's been vice chair for over a year now, Joe.
I'll accept it.
It hasn't been
Oh,
seconded.
I will
okay.
second that.
Now you can accept it.
I accept it.
All in favor? I can make, oh, right,
Pardon?
that's not, no, it's not an ask, it's your position, sorry.
Yes, it is, but that's okay, go right ahead.
No, I was like trying to second it.
Okay, all in favor of Joe as vice chair?
Aye.
Aye, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Any opposed? Okay. The ayes have it. Congratulations, Joe. Now we're looking for the position of secretary. Who would we like to recommend for secretary?
Would you like to run?
Commission, so I have to give up.
Are you leaving the committee?
I will be leaving.
I thought there was some opportunity to
There
remain on the
was,
commission.
but I didn't recognize that. I thought that I had to leave, so I accepted a board position elsewhere.
Oh,
And I'm trying to not be overstretched more than I am.
that's it.
Can I nominate Cheryl?
Thank
So we're going down, water goes downhill, what did they say?
If you're on this side of the table.
Not quite sure what I have to do in this position, but you will have to let me know.
Did you ever do anything?
No. You get a title with nothing to do.
That's it.
I never did it.
Because we have, I mean, Julie, I guess I should be taking minutes today.
I gotcha.
I gotcha.
No, I guess, it's just maybe following through. We'll find out. Okay, good.
So should we accept?
I accept.
Oh, actually, we have to go through the
Okay.
process. Okay, so,
I nominate Cheryl.
okay, is there a second?
Second,
Okay, all in favor of nominating Cheryl Jones or accepting Cheryl Jones as secretary for the commission, say aye.
aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Cheryl, congratulations, you have it.
That's right. Now, there's nobody else open.
We're kind of done now.
We have a Board of Health
We don't
representative.
have we need a Board of Health representative, and we need new commissioners, so.
And the Board of Health, they go to the Board of Health meeting each month, and when is that? Is that during the day or?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, this we can also, when we have more people here, just considering all the roles just been filled.
Do you have any people in mind for that?
All right, so let's see who's left. Gwen, Trina, Mary Ellen. Whatever the new commissioners are, so no, we have to see who might be interested.
Are there some new ones coming in?
Not yet.
Okay.
There's a
If anyone knows anyone that you'd like to recommend to the commission, though, this would be a great time to do that.
Well, I think Mary Ellen would probably be a good one, but she's pretty tied up with.
She is.
I mean, I think she, out of everybody who's on the commission, I think she'd be the best, but I do think she's. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to reach out to her and see if she would have an interest in doing that.
I'm not hopeful because I know she's starting to. And if we can,
And also, it could be someone else new to the commission that might have an interest in that area.
Right.
So if you know of anybody that might fit into that category.
would it be okay with you if I sent an email you and to the commissioners who aren't here to see if anybody was interested.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good idea.
And does anybody have any suggestions for potential new commissioners?
I've communicated with people that I've met, one person in particular, I think that was gonna follow up with this.
Okay.
So just encourage anybody you might know who wants to do it to fill out that form.
Yeah, and I mentioned to Julie that I noticed in the on the town website, they list vacancies, but they didn't mention our commission, so.
I saw, yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
so I think Julie was,
Did let them.
so that could be helpful as well. But, you know, but think about it, if you could, possible candidates you think would be appropriate candidates to serve on our commission. Okay, moving on to other business, Youth Services Bureau, so Cheryl, Loretta, take it away.
So Loretta put a letter together that I believe you guys received from, that would go to Bill Gerber. And then there was a chart attached. I spoke with Julie and I did speak with Anthony Calabrese today. He actually asked me to read this letter. And he stated he would like to state for the record, he was concerned with the org chart that was presented that cuts out Board of Ed and Parks and Rec. I feel that these organizations should be included in any discussions prior to making any recommendations. I am more than happy to discuss the Youth Services Bureau and the future placement of these services, but this should be done in collaboration with all institutions. So we spoke for a while and then I spoke with Loretta and it was agreed that we would send the letter to Bill, but remove the structure. So that when Bill gets this, they can kind of decide and talk about where the placement is. I think the concern was Fairfield Cares isn't part of the town. So we have to be careful with putting them within the structure, but we have to know that they have to be part of it. So that was kind of.
Well, I thought he's, maybe I misunderstood. I thought he said that we didn't have the Board of Ed on it, but didn't you?
What he's seeing, I think, when he looked at the chart is that the Board of Ed and the Parks and Rec, there isn't anything over to the Youth Services Bureau the way we did it. I don't think that was our intent because we put it through Human Services.
Right, well, it was, what we were suggesting was that it's, as the memo is described, is that we move it from being underneath Parks and Rec to being underneath Human Services.
Right, because it says proposed, I thought,
Right.
So
so,
if we just take it out, though, if we remove the organizational chart, our words are conveying the issue and
Exactly.
then the selectmen can make a decision how they want
I
to.
don't think maybe you said that, I'm sorry.
Because I think what Anthony and I talked about, and I know Loretta and Julie, is that we're not trying to upset anybody or leave anybody out. That the goal is to get this Youth Service Bureau where it should be, the services needed, but get the right people to the table discussing that. So,
Cheryl, can you send me a copy of the email just to put in the record?
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you need?
You
this
know
back?
what? No, but I can send it to you so you need to.
No, this way
Yeah.
I can, okay, perfect. Yeah, I can scan it, I don't think it.
You'll have a copy of that email since it, well, all of us making
Sure.
decisions.
So why don't I send it to you, Julie, and then you can send it to the committee. Thank you.
Has Anthony got back to you, Julie, at all since the meeting?
I mean, I
About
meant,
this topic?
we met today about other things, but
Oh,
I
okay,
know we
didn't,
wanted to, at least be part of the conversation going forward.
okay.
So I mean, we don't know what they'd be comfortable with in regard to an organizational chart, but I mean, yeah.
I think what he was trying to say is that it's so early in the process that he definitely wants Board of Ed and Parks and Rec involved. Where he was a little concerned with Fairfield Cares because they're not part of the town with us kind of taking that step. So he was comfortable with the memo and then getting everybody to the table to talk more about the structure.
I mean, the thing is, it's a message from the commission, it's not a message from Anthony. So it really is whatever we decide to do, but we're also not looking to look for a fight. We're looking
Right, of
to
course.
work collaboratively with the town. So if we just pull it out, it satisfies that need.
Yeah, okay, I'm good with that.
So you would copy him on the letter to.
So do we have any,
He, yes, he can, he already saw this, and the email he sent to me, he copied Bill Gerber. So Bill knows of his email.
So I would just suggest that when you send it to Bill. that you
Right, that we
Put him
copy
as a
him.
CC.
Oh, good idea.
So he's,
That's a good suggested edit. Copy Julie as well.
yes, yes.
so the next step would be that after everyone receives the memo,
Right.
they would be contacting,
I think then it's gonna be up to Bill to ask to get everybody at the table. So that would be Park and Rec, Board of Ed, Julie, to start to discuss the structure.
and then no idea, of course, at this point, of the time frame for that, but hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
One point I thought that what you brought up is, and maybe it's part of it, there was the individual who is in charge of this, that it looked like, I was trying to, that there was somebody who had a clinical background and you felt that they should have a different type of background.
She's an occupational recreational therapist, which is not a clinical background. That's the person.
Okay, that, I got it, I
She's
got
a
it.
recreation
That makes
therapist,
sense
and then I
because it was
clarified
under
with him,
the
and I said, is
Parks
that
and
she an
Recreation
OT?
Department.
Okay.
She's a recreation therapist, she's an OT, which
Okay,
is not an occupational therapist, which is not a clinician, a clinical person.
the only reason why I mentioned it is that, so this is more than just moving it from one place to another, but the person who this would go to, I thought you arguing that maybe we needed to have a different person.
Different type of background, professional background.
I guess you thought we didn't need to put it in the letter now, or there's something down the road for discussion. I was just,
And that may be a better
I think
discussion
that's
than it would be.
Deeper, to deeper.
okay, but I mean, I thought it was, I walked away with that being an important point.
It isn't, I think that's the crux of.
And I think
some of
Bill
our
sees
concerns.
it. I think
Yes.
Bill
Okay.
understands.
The other
As long
thing,
as we-
obviously, a major issue is, Parks and Recreation just didn't seem like it was well placed in that department, considering what their priority would be. So, and of course, that's why we're looking at ultimately revised organizational chart.
And I don't think, at least from what I got from Anthony today, that he's disagreeing. I think he just wants to make sure that he's part of that process.
Okay,
Absolutely. Sounds good. So at this point, then, we'll get copies of that letter, and then Julie, I suppose you'll be speaking with them and keep us informed in terms of.
Could I put forward a motion? Do we want to vote? Motion to vote? With the amendment of the memo without the organization chart and copying Anthony and Julie. With those edits.
Okay.
Motion to approve the
And
memo
a copy of that would be going to First Selectman Gerber.
to the first Selectman Gerber, copying
Anthony.
Anthony and
Anthony,
Julie.
yeah.
Without
One
this.
change on it. You want to take off
Without the
the
order.
structure.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh, good
yeah,
catch.
last one, right.
Good catch.
Is there a second to Loretta's motion?
The letter as amended.
Sounds great. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Yeah, very good. And thank you both again very much for.
There's a lot of work.
I think it's really, really important. So I appreciate that. Okay, Joe, be friendly.
Oh, okay. Good. Couple of things, because our last meeting, we did have another task force meeting on November 4th, and we have another one coming up on December 9th. Important thing is, in 4 areas, we have put a lot of stuff to paper, and we've actually come up with kind of draft action plans for 4 different areas. I think we've heard a lot about transportation and housing, but Brenda, the group that did the thing on social participation, we all felt they did a great job. They really did a very good job. And then the 4th, being community health and wellness, Julie started to work on that. So I think we have 4 areas that we've had a significant amount of work on. I think I mentioned last time, the goal is to submit something to the AARP in June So before we do that, we feel that, obviously we have to tighten up some of the language in these, but also we'd like to reach out to some of the more of our community partners and so forth to get their feedback on what we have. And also with the fact that I think I mentioned that Julie and Brenda and John had done a great job talking to the RTM members. And I think that we'd like to do another briefing with the town administration early in the first quarter. And maybe give them more detailed drafts of what we're doing by the second quarter. So then we can make our timeframe of getting something to the AARP in June. So next meeting, December 9th. And again, if anybody had any thoughts or questions, just let us know, but we are charging ahead with it. I don't know, Brenda, if you had anything with the social, I thought the social participation was very good.
Yeah, it's a really great group and obviously a very relevant topic. So there's a lot out there, but no, you did a great job. I think you covered it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. The Commission on Disabilities, Julie and I had a conversation regarding that. We had talked about it, looking for a liaison for the commission. And we don't have one at the present time. Of course, perhaps when we have more commissioners, we'll be able to fill that position. It's probably premature to, considering the number of people right now on the commission. But it would be nice to have that liaison. And then the other thing we did talk about, though, is possibly having someone from the Commission on Disabilities come here as sort of liaison to them, which is another way of doing it.
It's a great idea.
Just Loretta had asked it how they were doing, and they're extended another year. They're having Anthony come from Parks and Rec to talk about the adaptive programs and the pilot house and Special Olympics. So there's some areas that they're doing a good job covering, and they're gathering some momentum. It's a nice group.
Should we pursue that first, perhaps asking if they would like to have a liaison serve on our commission?
Sure. We have a meeting first week in December.
Okay. And you will be there to talk to them about it?
Sure.
Julie, who was on that committee? I know we've gone through this before, but who is actually on that commission? Is there 4 people, 5?
I think there's 6 or 7. It's the chair is Dan Van Horn, who's a pastor at Trinity.
Karen Roseman is on it?
She is. Ron Piccolo, Ryan Price. Some people, maybe you can take Brenda, missing 2 people. Oh, 3 people. Shannon Goodchild, Patty Donahue, and Adrian Hoffman. Yeah, it is a good committee. It is, but
was beginning, so that's
some
great.
nice momentum going. And the first selectman in January will extend it for a year. Great.
Excellent. Okay. Very good. Department updates?
Brenda, you want to go first?
Sure. Town and another fantastic year at the Bigelow Center. We just had our registration for our winter session of classes, exercise classes and pickleball, and we had over 550 registrations in 3 days, about 540 on Monday. So it was quite a busy day. In person, about 150 people, the rest online. So we're really excited about that, really happy. It was successful and it's good. Is there anything I'm missing?
No, but for the social services side, on the 12th of December, we're having a mental health breakfast with Nicole Taylor from, I think you guys all got this email, from DCF, and Frank Gregory from DCF, who will be talking about their urgent crisis centers and other programs that they have. We're scheduling, we need to confirm with Agency on Aging a legislative breakfast for January. I think it's gonna be the 15th with a snow date on the 22nd. And we're in the throes of our holiday giving program for social services. So we're gathering donations and gift cards.
And how many do you give to? Do you have a big group?
About 174. Yeah, we do have a big group, and it's, some are repeats, some are not.
Okay. And do you need donations? Or you
We
still-
sure do.
Okay.
I don't want I'd like
Well,
to
actually,
recommend-
we did one year.
We did, yeah.
We put a basket together.
Right.
Maybe we should think of doing that.
Yeah, that-
If,
Yeah.
I'd say I'd
I'll
do
head
it.
that up if you.
Okay, because I would say I would, but I'm not good at that. So what we all did was give it to.
We all brought it over
get
to Stani's.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
right.
yeah, right.
And put it into a basket and had it as one of the.
Is that for the Bigelow Center raffle or social services? So there are actually two
Oh,
different.
maybe it
I'm
was a big old
sorry.
So
center.
there are two
Yeah,
different
we've been-
opportunities and you
Okay.
can decide
That's what
what.
they wanna write a check.
Okay.
The gift,
It's
the social
money.
services gift cards. And for the Bigelow Center, it's a raffle for our basket
Right,
raffle. So
yeah, it was for the Bigelow Center.
opportunities for you
Okay,
to-
okay,
To think about
okay, great.
either ones.
So should we do the
If anybody
Bigelow
wants to
Center?
coordinate that, you know,
Or a little of both. Right.
Maybe somebody who's not here.
I think we should assign it to somebody.
By the time we get around, it'll be Christmas.
Right,
When do
exactly.
you,
Yeah.
what are the deadlines? When do you need them?
Do we have, we don't have a date for the basket raffle yet, do we?
We do. It'll start around Tuesday, December 3rd. So
Okay.
really,
Oh,
I know, with Thanksgiving being late, it's
that's
a trickier.
Time then.
Yep, more, but the gift cards, actually, I think it's up to mid-December. Are you collecting them or how?
Yeah, oh, gift cards is mid-December, yeah, thank you.
Mid-December, in a basket, really anytime that week. The basket raffle will actually be held for 2 weeks. So the raffle will be held on the 17th, so it'll be almost 2 weeks. So if you're interested in that, anytime, really the week of the 2nd, but gift cards are great too.
I don't, this is not an update from me, but did you want to talk at all about the meeting, the anti-Semitism meeting at all, that you attended that, right?
Yeah, I did attend that. It was an excellent meeting. Bill Gerber had called, I guess, basically his department chairs together, and it was a combined effort of Jewish Federation and another organization. And the presenters were just really interesting. But obviously the topic was we need to not have any type of discrimination in our town or any town. And they just talked about also the increase in a lot of the anti-Semitic, racial types of activities going on, and basically how to counter that and to be sensitive to that. But it was a good presentation talking about, one of the speakers was talking about how she has a daughter, she's Jewish, that attends college, and she was always proud to wear a Jewish star. Now she puts it, in her blouse. So it's those types of things that are happening that are really unfortunate, and trying to counterbalance that. And I was just reading about Columbus, Ohio, not relating to our meeting, but just the types of things that are going on there. It's the increase since the war in the Middle East has been unbelievably horrible, and we're all hoping that that's going to end soon. It's going to be so many lives have been lost, and you can't recover that. It's horrible, but that hopefully there's going to be peace between all of the warring parties there. That hopefully will happen and happen soon. But it's never going to go away. But nevertheless, I think people being sensitive to it and sort of talking about how to deal with that and to not be afraid to call it out and those types of things, which were messages coming out of that commission, I think were very helpful. And I don't know if you wanted to add anything because you were there as well.
No, I was at the Veterans Breakfast.
Pardon me?
I was at that Veterans Breakfast.
Okay, well, you were there for a short period of time, weren't you? Oh, you weren't there at all?
No, flipping pancakes.
And it was pretty packed. It was at the museum, and there were probably, I don't know, 50, 60 people, I would estimate, that were there. But a good presentation, and it's something that's certainly very timely, and hopefully everybody's going to be sensitive to it and call it out if they see it.
Is there anything specific to Fairfield about that? Just generally nationwide, because you mentioned different things. I was just curious about.
They weren't really talking about, I think there have been some increased incidences in Fairfield, but it was more that they were going around talking with various towns and
Okay.
leadership in towns about how to counteract that. But very well done, I thought, and certainly very timely. So it's nice to see that this type of thing is happening, and that our town government is sensitive to it.
Great.
But it's just whatever, it's just horrible to see this stuff continue, you know, whether it's against Jews, whether it's against people of color, or, you know, other minorities. It's just, there's like no place for that anyplace. And I hope at some point that it will be a brighter day. Yeah. Any other,
Well, Julie mentioned the breakfast. I just want to tell Brenda and Julie they did a fabulous job at the breakfast on the 12th. I think everybody appreciated it. And they had a great speaker from
In
the
Chantilly.
home front.
yeah.
They were very entertaining. The CEO of that organization, which I never heard of, is dealing with.
Homes for the Brave, yeah.
Home of the Brave, excuse me.
Vince Chantilly.
And I thought he was a great speaker, and I thought it was very well done. So thank you.
Yeah, and Homes for the Brave has really done extremely well under his leadership, which is.
Yeah,
great.
I mean, I didn't even know where it existed. I don't know, maybe other people had.
Yeah.
So, it's great. And it looked like you had a very good turnout. Were you happy with the turnout, Julie? With the,
Oh, yeah, we actually had more than we expected, which was
Good.
okay, because we didn't want to turn anybody away.
And I saw you had some legislators there.
We did.
Which is nice to see. Yeah.
It was really good.
Anything else?
To adjourn.
second?
I've got,
And is this your last?
I have a question. I don't know. Are we adjourned? Can we adjourn and then we'll talk?
Well, I was gonna thank you if it was gonna be your last, but I won't thank you if you go. So we're adjourned.
We're good.